Jamie Oliver has apologised for perpetuating negative stereotypes after his new children's book was pulled from the shelves here and in Australia. First Nations leaders said the book Billy and the Epic Escape, which features an Aboriginal girl in foster care who is abducted, trivialised the complex and painful history of Indigenous Australians. In an interview on Australian TV, the celebrity chef says it was never his intention to be offensive, as Faye Barker reports.
What's your intention with Billy and the Epic Escape?
Engulfed in a row over his new children's book, Jamie Oliver faced difficult questions on Australian TV.
Look, I think the right thing to do, obviously, was to apologise. Because
of the negative stereotypes that it perpetuates?
His novel features an Aboriginal girl with mystical powers living in foster care who's abducted from her home. But First Nations leaders have said it trivialises the painful history of Aboriginal children being forcibly removed from their families under government policies, and it reproduces harmful stereotypes.
Are you able to understand the harm of writing that narrative, even if it was unintended?
Look, the rest of the world didn't see it, but through the lens of the First Nations, I understand it was offensive, and that's why it was even more painful to me, because that was never the intention, because Ruby's character, if you follow it, is amazing.
The story of Australia's stolen generation was depicted in the 2002 film Rabbit Proof Fence.
Don't move!
From the mid-1800s to the 1970s, thousands of Aboriginal children were taken from their communities and placed in institutions or adopted and fostered by white people. The campaigning chef, as well known in Australia as he is here, has now sought to learn more about this history, a move welcomed today by First Nations academics.
It allowed us to understand that not everyone knows about the stolen generation in Australia. And I was surprised to learn that somebody like Jamie, who has been here a lot, hasn't been informed about this stolen generation or hasn't done his research for his book. So that, for me, makes me realise that we need to have this conversation more and more.
It's been very painful, this whole debacle.
History cannot be rewritten, but for Jamie Oliver, perhaps now his work of fiction can be.
You know, we're going to do something quite special from this moment of kind of, I guess, reflection.
Faye Barker, ITV News.